This is Confederation College. Located in the beautiful city of Thunder Bay, Ontario, on the shores of the world's largest lake, Lake Superior. Thunder Bay is just a 2-hour flight from Toronto. It provides a perfect combination of city life surrounded by stunning natural beauty. Our Thunder Bay campus has 4 different buildings that cater to different programs. We have over 1,200 international students from 37 different countries. Confederation College is a smaller institution, which means smaller class sizes, more practical hands-on learning, individual workstations in our labs, easy and immediate access to equipment, personal attention from faculty, and more opportunities to succeed. We have more than 60 full-time programs for students to choose from. We have many support services to ensure the success of our students. Students can avail of tutoring services, utilize our impressive fitness center, meet with counselors, eat fresh food at our Ryan Hall cafeteria, and get together with friends for projects or just to hang out in the atrium. We also have a health and dental clinic on campus. Every year, more than 80% of Confederation College's graduates obtain employment within 6 months of graduating. This is a higher average than many colleges in Ontario. We also have a very high employer satisfaction rate of an impressive 100%. Thunder Bay is affordable for students, with a much lower cost of living than in Canada's other large cities. There are also many part-time job opportunities available, and our international students are in demand. We are particularly proud of our ability to provide on-campus housing options for our students. In 2022-23, students pay only $350 a month for a shared room in our residence. At Confederation College, students also receive a bus pass as part of their fees and have no need to pay anything extra for transit. Students and those who support them will find that Confederation College is prompt, honest, and professional in all its undertakings, and we are known for our admission process, which is fast and efficient. This is learning. This is Confederation College.
Hello po sa inyong lahat. Kuya Nicky po at your service from Sun-Cor Limited.
Hi everybody, this is Kuya Mikmik, your regulated Canadian immigration consultant.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, where's Danny? And also Christelle is here. Good morning, everyone.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, we still have this is morning with the Kuyas, by the way. So we would like to say hi, everyone, to all our viewers in the Philippines, and also our guests for today, Leslie and Danny. But They're going to be introduced by our Miss Universe from the Philippines, Christelle. She is the recruitment manager for Confederation College for from the Philippines. Christelle, you may introduce our
Yeah.
guests today.
Yes. Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, whichever country you are currently located. Thank you. Of course, before we proceed with our honorable presenters today, we'd like to say thank you to Suncor for hosting this in-depth info session. This is quite unique because we have our program coordinators, respectively. We have Miss Leslie. She is the program coordinator for civil engineering, quite popular as well, quite popular program for the Philippines. And of course, we do have Sir Danny. He is the program coordinator for aircraft maintenance. As I've mentioned, this kind of info session is extremely unique because we are going to understand the program overview and, of course, what to expect when it comes to the courses. And we are going to know a little bit about the job or employment opportunities, perhaps, after you graduate. So, really, really exciting. And after the presentations by our program coordinators, we are going to have a Q&A, of course. And then we're going to wrap it up with the admission requirements that would be highlighting the specific requirements from the applicants coming from the Philippines. All right, so without further ado, we're really excited. Let's start off with Miss Leslie. She is, again, the program coordinator for civil engineering. Take it away.
Thank you very much. So, Danny, I'm going to put you on the backstage, and also Christelle.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning, Leslie. How are you?
Good. Yourself?
Not too bad. By the way, this is Michael, our licensed immigration consultant, and he's based in
Hello.
I'm also based in Niagara Falls. So we are the team Sun-Cor. So we are international students also before who, we went to Canada and transitioned to permanent resident and citizen. Micah is a citizen already. I'm still a permanent resident here in Canada. Yeah, we're all excited. But before we start, before Leslie would start, I'm going to show a little video regarding civil engineering. Okay.
The civil engineering industry is really big right now. There are a lot of projects everywhere across Canada. It's really booming, especially with the mining coming into play, with lots of jobs and job opportunities. So the civil engineering industry is a jack of all trades. There are many areas that students can get into in the field. They can work in an office setting, doing planning, design work, drawings, or they can work in the field doing surveying, site inspection, materials testing, layouts, working with different contractors on different construction projects, whether it be from highways to mines to bridges, buildings, all of the infrastructure we see around us today. So we have lots of different facilities here on campus. We have our civil engineering lab. That's where we do a lot of our testing for concrete, soil, water. The students get to work hands-on with the different equipment that's used in industry today. We also have an AutoCAD drafting room where we have dual monitors set up for the students to work on AutoCAD and Civil 3D. And then we have a hand drafting room, which is a big open space with nice big windows, lots of light to allow for students to review drawings, work on hand drafting techniques, and go over the plans for different construction projects. Some of the learning competencies that we cover in the program are surveying. Students get a real hands-on approach to our surveying techniques that we use. We use total stations, GPS units. We cover geomatics and discuss LiDAR techniques. We have materials testing, so students learn how to test different materials for their properties to determine their strengths so that how they're going to be utilized on site. This program is best suited for individuals who like to learn about and explore why things work the way that they do and how different pieces interact with one another to support the infrastructure that we have today.
My name is Bernadine Mendewagen, and I am currently in the second year civil engineering technician program. I'm always paying attention to detail. I'm like looking at things that are like not good. So inspecting, like I'm always inspecting things. And so the counselor like, okay, well, why don't you get into civil engineering? And I'm like, whoa, no, that's like out of my league. I can't do that. She's like, yes, you can. And I'm like, all right, show me what the program has to offer. And I looked through the courses and stuff, and I found that very interesting that civil engineering has so many opportunities, the doors you can open and get into. It's not just, you're not just focused on one career path in civil. I'm a person that wants to be out in the field, working in the field. Computers, yeah, I'm kind of like, it's a weak spot for me, so I kind of stay away from that, and I don't want to be inside a building, like working inside, and like I like to be hands-on out in the outdoors. I think the most thing that that surprised me was concrete testing, like to see the concrete and how versatile and strong concrete is. That kind of blew me away, like when we're breaking beams and making these cylinders, crushing cylinders. That was pretty surprising to see, like how strong that could be. Right now, like my goals for civil engineering is to stay in the mining part of it. It could because there's different things you can monitor water, you can monitor soils. There's dam building, like rerouting water for the dams. I mean, for the mine and stuff like that. There's a lot of opportunity in the mining sector for civil engineering as well.
So my name's Adam Lavoie, and I'm in the second year of the Civil Engineering Technician program here at the college. Well, I really like taking math and physics in high school, and I really like construction. I find it to be really interesting. I want to learn more about it, and I felt like with this program I was able to do that. I'm looking forward to learning just the ins and outs of the industry and putting everything together and being a good worker in the future. What surprised me most is how everything was related and how diverse the program was. Like, you can do a bunch of things with a civil degree, and it was excellent being able to know that. After I graduate from the civil program at the college, I plan on going to university and then getting my civil engineering degree through the transition program. And then after that, I hope to be designing in the workforce. In my second year in the program, we actually had a bridge design competition, so we had to build our own bridges and then we had to test them to failure and see whose was the strongest. So that was really interesting to see a bunch of components of the program come together in one project. I look forward to designing bridges because I enjoy working around bridges. I've had experience working around them, and I really enjoy understanding all the components of it and seeing them come together. So this past summer, I did a co-op with LH North, and I was on a team constructing a bridge in town. And it was really interesting taking everything I've learned so far in college and transferring that to the field and just broadening my knowledge in civil engineering. I am continuing on with LH North as of right now. I've been working there all throughout this semester, and I will be continuing there this summer.
A lot of people don't realize that what they do now encompasses civil engineering. If you like building forts out of couch cushions and sheets and tents and supporting that tent over your couch cushions to create a space, that is structural design. If you like building sandcastles and pouring water over the sandcastle to determine how the water is going to flow and how rivers will be created, that's hydrology design. If you like building Legos and creating roads for train network systems, that's civil engineering design. All of these pieces that we already do are civil engineering, and a lot of people don't realize that what they're already doing is what we learn here. We just take it one step further in our program. This is a fantastic program to take because there are so many job opportunities available when you graduate. We have really good employer connections with local employers, being able to connect our students directly with the employer while they're still here within the program, creating opportunities for them to gain full-time employment with those employers when they graduate. Another career opportunity for graduates of our program is to become entrepreneurs. One of our graduates owns LH North, which is a large construction company here in Thunder Bay. Civil engineering technicians are involved in construction projects right from the very beginning, working with the owner, the consultant, the contractor, or the quality control and quality assurance inspector during construction to final project closeout when the owner gets to take final use. One of the great partnerships that we have in this program is we have in our 4th semester a work experience course. That work experience course places students at different employers within our community, giving them direct contact with those employers and giving them an opportunity to experience working in that workplace. Many of those students then go on to work for that employer in the summer, and many become full-time employees after graduation.
Wow, very, very wonderful and informative video you have there, Leslie.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah.
So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna give the floor to you, Leslie. I'm gonna put up your PowerPoint presentation.
All right.
Okay, let's get it on. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you all enjoyed the video. That was filmed last year with a few of our students. So it was a really fun project for us. So my name is Leslie Dell. I'm the program coordinator of the Civil Engineering Technician program here at Confederation College. So our program is a 2-year program. The admission criteria is high school diploma plus grade 12 math. We do have a 3rd year option in which after completing 2 years, you can come back for a 3rd year to get your civil engineering technology diploma. But that's not a requirement. After 2 years, there are many, many jobs. So some students choose to go directly into industry after 2 years, and then some return for the 3rd year. So when you graduate from the 2-year program, you have a civil engineering technician diploma. You also have the ability to become a certified engineering technician with the Ontario Association of Certified Engineering Technicians and Technologists, which is OSET. So with our graduation from our program and 2 years of work experience, as well as a law and ethics test, you can then become a CTEC, which is very valued within industry by many, many employers. So our approach is we like to have a real good balance between the theory classroom study which is important, but we also like to put a lot of our focus onto the labs and hands-on practical aspect of the content that we're studying. So we spend a lot of time with the equipment and in our lab space. So as an example, surveying, during our survey class, every survey class, the students are using the survey equipment. We never have a survey class where they are just 100% in the classroom. We are using that equipment every class. And when the weather turns too cold, as it can get a little chilly here in Thunder Bay, we then move to inside and we survey inside, as you can see these two students are doing here. So I set up survey points within the building and they have to survey within our building space. We also start right first year, first semester with site visits. So we're bringing students to active, real construction sites to expose them to the different components of those construction sites and getting them to see the way that industry is doing things. And then they're able to see what they see in the field, and then kind of when we cover that content in the classroom, they can tie those two together. We also have lots of field work where we're outside doing various activities, whether it's collecting soil samples, surveying, a variety of different things, looking at the hydrology, roadways, traffic counts, things like that. Evaluation method, it is not 100%, your grade is not 100% based on your test. We have lots of practical exercises which count towards your final grade, assignments, projects, and then tests as well. So it's a good balance between all of the different assessment methods to get a real well-rounded view of the student's knowledge and allow them to demonstrate it in different ways. So we have, as discussed in the video, we have an optional co-op which students can take between first and second year. So some students take that option. Many of our students, any of our students that want full-time employment in the field between first and second year can have full-time employment in the field between first and second year, whether it's working for a materials testing company, a construction company, or a consulting firm. There are many opportunities for summer employment where students can work full-time or even overtime and throughout the summer gaining knowledge, contacts, networks, and before they come back for the second year. We then in second year have a mandatory work experience placement in which I place a student with an employer in an area that they want to learn more about. So let's say during the summer they had experience on a construction site, on a highway construction site, and now they want to get exposed to the office side and design side of that highway construction. So then I'll place them with a consulting firm for that work experience. This work experience develops networks. It's something that they can put on their resume when they're looking for full-time employment when they graduate. And many of our students that work with that work experience, they end up working and getting full-time job offers from those employers before they finish our program. So they're getting job offers in March and April for full-time employment to start May 1st as soon as they're done school. So it's a great way to connect with employers. And then some students find that they don't like that area. So they didn't like consulting and they want to go back to construction, which is perfect. So it's a nice, easy way to test out something different and something new before you graduate. So if things that intrigued you or interested you while you were growing up or even now, things like playing Minecraft or building Lego sets or truck or train networks, do you like sketching things and drawing things or inspecting things, then you're really going to enjoy our program because that is what we do in our program. It's all of those components that we then tie into how we do it in industry today. And especially if you like being hands-on, then this is the program for you because we are very hands-on. So it's really great in that aspect. You're not just sitting in a classroom all day, every day, which is good. So why is it a great option to consider for Confederation College? One is that we have really small class sizes. So you get that practical hands-on experience with the equipment. And the instructors are able to focus on individuals and support them. Because our class sizes are so small, we're able to develop those personal connections with each and every student. So it's easy to identify if a student is struggling and determine what additional supports that we can provide for them. So what makes our program unique? So I had asked one of our students, and he had said, so he's from the Philippines, and he had said he likes the frequent assignments for more practice. So being able to practice what we're teaching in the classroom frequently, and then getting that frequent feedback throughout the semester so that they know where to focus. I had asked another student, Catherine, she's also from the Philippines, what her kind of favorite thing about our program was, and she had said that it's very subject-based. So we spend more time taking career-focused courses and less time in math, English, or general electives. So do our graduates get jobs? Absolutely. The employment opportunities are available locally here in Thunder Bay, regionally in Northwest Ontario or Ontario, across Canada, or even around the world. So a student can come to Thunder Bay, but it doesn't mean that that's necessarily where they'll be working when they graduate, because they can go anywhere. So entry-level opportunities with consultants, contractors, owners, government, and with experience, you can expect to move into management positions within these organizations. We had also said that some of our graduates have gone on to create their own companies and have become very successful with the entrepreneurship side of things. So typical job titles: surveying. So you can be a surveyor, you can be a drafter, a designer, materials testing technician. There are many, many jobs for materials testing technicians. We had one employer looking to hire 40 materials testers last spring, and we were only graduating 20 students. So, and that was just one employer. There were probably about 10 employers looking for our graduates, and so the job opportunities and options available to our graduates over the last few, I'm going to say 5 to 10 years, has just been phenomenal. Project management, with a little bit of experience moving into project management, becoming a construction inspector, estimator, site supervisor, or contract administrator. Typical rate of pay. So in your first year, between 50 and 60,000, and then 5 years out, 70 to upwards of 100,000. And these would be considered base salaries. In our field, there is lots of opportunity for overtime, especially in the summer during construction season. So these are base salaries. You can make a lot more if you want to be working that overtime. And that would be up to you if you want to be working the overtime or not. But in addition to these salaries, I think it's important to highlight all of the additional, benefits that you get from the employment. So it's paid time off, so you get vacation time, paid vacation, health benefits, dental plan. Many companies have a retirement savings plan or a pension. So the company themselves are contributing to your retirement savings plan. There's life insurance. They have allowances for work wear or clothing. So you can, if you need new work boots or you need clothing to be able to work outside, they have a funding allowance available for you. So you're not paying for that out of pocket. And then wellness incentives. So many of our employers have a plan where they'll pay for your gym membership, or they'll pay for your registration to a sport that you're involved in. They're really focused on, work-life balance and having a healthy, happy employee. So that's a really big benefit. Graduation rate, all of our graduates have full-time employment in the field prior to our convocation. So the last day of classes is usually at the end of April, and by convocation in June, everybody is working full-time in the field. and then I still have employers that are coming to me in June asking if there's anybody looking for work, and I have had to tell them for the last 10 years that everybody already has a job. So that's a great position to be in when finishing our program. So we look forward to meeting you. And here we have a group of happy students who are working in their spring field survey. So we do a week of survey school in the spring, giving everybody the practical hands-on experience so that they're ready to work in surveying for the summer between first and second year. So thank you. Any questions? And if you're looking to rewatch the video, it's available on YouTube. Just search Civil Engineering Technician, Confederation College.
Yep, thank you
All
very much,
right.
Leslie. It was a very surprising that they have jobs already before they even graduate.
Yep.
And
The average pay is actually high.
those are just base pay, and I know that those the skills, the jobs that they have, it pays a lot, especially those job titles that you just showed. And yeah, for a lot of Filipinos as well, we have a lot of engineers, especially civil engineers, already by profession. And if you want to come here in Canada, we would like to invite you to come and study in Confederation College. It's like what Leslie said, she has now problems regarding employers asking for students, graduate students, to work with employers. And now she said that all of them have jobs already. So yeah, that's good news, Leslie. Yeah, that's very good. Okay, do you have any questions for Leslie, girl?
So there was mention of co-op. Leslie, is this done? Which part of the second year is it done? Is it done in the third semester or the fourth semester?
So co-op is offered between first year and second year. So it's in the summer between first year and second year.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
And then so let's say if it's in between, would a student have arrangements with the employer that once they finish the entire program, they end up actually working for them?
So yes, it happens. So we have Adam in our video actually worked part-time for his co-op employer throughout second year, and then continued on to be there full-time when he graduated. So not only did he get full-time employment after graduation, he was able to work part-time throughout his second year.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So for civil engineering students, it's realistic for them to do part-time in the field while studying.
Yeah, some of them, depending on if that's what they want to do. They for sure. I'm going to say it's a little bit more like it's a more demanding job than some of the other part-time options. But for somebody who's dedicated and really wants to get the experience, definitely an option.
Perfect. And I guess given that high pay as well, doing part-time would still let them earn significantly anyway.
Right, and they typically would earn higher than other part-time work.
Yep. Oh,
yeah.
Great, awesome.
Just a curious question, Leslie. What's the typical class size and what's the typical class schedule for the week for international students?
So our class sizes are around 20 students. We're capped at 30, but we typically don't have 30 students. So right now we're sitting at just under 20 students. The class schedule, it varies throughout the week. There tends to be chunks or blocks of time in which they are available, and then other days in which they have a pretty full day. So it's a balance of like a pretty full day, but then the next day they're done by noon. So it allows them lots of time, external time, to do whatever they feel like they need during that time, whether it be studying, working, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So 21 hours a week of class or lab fieldwork.
Yeah, and since you mentioned that you spend more time on the laptop, right?
Yes.
Than the theory as well. Okay, I do have one question here from our live audience. Let me just show it to you. So Ed said that he is an estimator, experienced with 15 years as an estimator. What is the course that you can recommend for him? Is it good to take civil engineering?
Yes. A decent percentage of our graduates do go into estimating, construction estimating after graduation. So we have a course called construction planning, which teaches students how to estimate. And how we teach that course is we have them complete an estimate from start to finish for a construction project. So it gives them like that practical, real experience, even though it's in a classroom setting.
Okay, perfect. And by the way, just to confirm, this program is a diploma program for 2 years, right?
Yes, it's a 2-year diploma program.
Okay. Okay, I guess we have all the questions here. And once again, Leslie, thank you very much. By the way, bro, do you have anything you want to ask?
Just one question. So for those who graduated from Confederation, is there for the diploma program, is there a chance for them to go straight to a university for a bachelor's degree?
So we have a 2-year technician program.
Okay.
The student would then have to come back for our 3rd year of technology to get the technology diploma.
Okay.
And then they could transfer to LU, Lakehead University, and it's only 2 more years after that to get engineering degree.
Nice.
So after the 2-year technician program, 1 more year at Confederation College, and then 2 years at Lakehead University, and they have a civil engineering degree.
And then could they take it like I studied 2 years, work for a bit, go for the 1 more year for an upgrade, and then work a little more, and then eventually jump to the 2-year?
Yes, and that is a route that a lot of students take.
Awesome.
They finish the program, get some experience, make some money, and then come back. And some that come back on a part-time basis even. So they're working still full-time or almost full-time, and then coming back to take the program and then continue on for the degree.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I got also a follow-up question. Probably this is the last one as well. So just in case they finish the 2 years and also the 3 years, and after the studies, does Confederation College still help them or guide them how to get those licenses or certificate that they need to earn, like maybe the C-Tech and that other, how does Confed still help them out to get those?
So for the C-Tech designation, we have them write the law and ethics exam at the very end of the program. So on the very last Saturday after all of classes finish, we have them write the law and ethics exam here on campus, proctored by us. And it is immediately after we give them an entire course on the content of that exam. So we teach an entire course on the law and ethics exam and have them write the exam immediately after they finish the course. So after that, it's only 2 years of work experience. So we've already prepared them, and all they need then is the work experience, and then they have the C-Tech.
Yes, that's the best thing that you want to hear. The support, the guide is there to prepare them, right?
Yep.
Okay, so before they go to the battle, they have all the tools that they can,
They're ready to go.
Ready to go. Plug and play at that point.
So Leslie, once again, thank you very much for your time. I know you're a busy person. I would like to take the opportunity to thank also the civil engineering class that you have that we did when Michael and I went there. We did go to
that was fun.
Like the lab that you have over there, and then we were surprised because you have like new machines and everything. Everything is up to date, and you guys are upgrading as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. This is not the last time. Maybe we can still continue to do this throughout the year. And once again, thank you very much for your time.
That'd be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Leslie.
Okay, so that was civil engineering. So once again, this is a 2-year program. At least you were at least a high school graduate for this one. to be accepted. And without further ado, let's go to our next guest. We have Danny Greer. He's going to be discussing about aircraft maintenance. Okay, let me just pull up Danny. There you go.
All right.
Hi, Danny.
Hey,
Hi, everybody.
So yeah, do you have your presentations also up?
Yeah, it's ready to go here.
That's the best uh, way to do the
Ooh, what's
logic.
that at the back? Is that like a
A real
propeller engine?
Yeah, yeah, it's turbine engine class. This I have my fourth semester students in here finishing up projects this morning, so you'll see them working in the background.
Nice.
All right.
There's a lot of Filipinos who are also interested in aircraft maintenance.
Yep.
I know. Okay, let me get it up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Danny, the floor is yours.
All right. All right, so we're going to talk about the formal name is the Aviation Technician Aircraft Maintenance Program here at Confederation College. Most people just call it the Aircraft Maintenance Program. So a picture of our facility. So we're located at the Thunder Bay Airport. So we're not on main campus. So it's about a 10-minute drive, short bus ride away. So this is looking at our flight hangar. So we have two programs in the building: aircraft maintenance and becoming a pilot. So we're located at the airport. So students spend almost all their time out here. We don't really have any classes that they have to attend at the main campus. So they spend. So it has some benefit. You're kind of in a smaller building, away from everybody. Spend lots of time around the airplanes. So aircraft maintenance in Canada is controlled by Transport Canada. They set the curriculum. So everybody, all of the programs in Canada, we teach to the same standard. We teach it our own way. Everybody has their own way of doing it. So it doesn't matter which program you attend, you're still getting all the same curriculum. All right, so admission criteria for international students set up. So you still need to get your English proficiency, which is a big thing because we do a lot of verbal, a lot of reading, a lot of understanding what's happening. So that's important. So it has the IELTS score of academic 6.5 and low band less than 6.0. So that is probably the biggest thing, is the understanding of English. For our domestic students, it's grade 12 math with your high school diploma, right? It's basically all you need for the admission side of things. So ours is a two-year program with a mandatory co-op between first and second year. We only have one intake, and that's in September. So our program is a little longer. Like I said, Transport Canada sets the rules. So we have to have a minimum of 1,800 hours, which translates into some longer semesters. So we still start in September, same time as everybody else. We end at Christmas, same as everybody else. But the winter semesters are 3 weeks longer in the first and second year to get in all the hours. Okay. And we also have a mandatory co-op. So that means students are going out into the fields to get a job between first and second year. So it's a paid position. The goal is hopefully it's in aircraft maintenance, but we allow like anything associated with. So if you're in a hangar doing some other jobs, we just have to verify what the job is, and it should be good to go for your co-op. So the aircraft maintenance license is a 4-year process, 48 months to get your AME license in Canada. And you get 18 months after graduation, provided you meet all the requirements. And those are 70% in all your aircraft maintenance courses, and your attendance is above 95% attendance for over the 2 years. Okay, so those are the requirements set out by Transport Canada. So with the co-op, if you happen to get a aircraft maintenance job between first and second year, you could potentially earn 3 more months towards your license. So that means 18 months for school, 3 months for your co-op. You're at 21 months. You're almost halfway towards your 48 months. So it's a little bit of a benefit. So typical for us, again, Transport Canada, they do stipulate some rules, and some of those rules keep our class schedule Monday to Friday, 8 hours a day. So as of right now, we're able to do all our classes between 8:30 in the morning and 5:30 at night, Monday to Friday. So no night classes, no weekends, nothing like that. Typical days, you can have anywhere from maybe a 4-hour class day to an 8-hour class day. So like I said, a little bit longer program. So sometimes the weekly hours are also a little bit longer than some other programs. So depending on the semester, probably 25 to 30 hours a week. Okay, so a little bit longer than some programs, but like I said, we got to get all the curriculum covered. We are 50-50, so meaning half the time over the course of the 2 years is in theory class, and half the time is in shops, okay, labs, shop classes. So what we're doing today is in a shop class. Assignments, evaluation. Our theory class is mostly testing, right? Most of the tests are probably multiple choice style testing. That's the majority. You get the odd assignment here and there. It's a little bit different, but for the most part, just test. And in the shop classes, a lot of individual projects. So because we are a smaller school, some smaller class sizes, we're able to do lots of individual projects, as opposed to some of the bigger schools have very large groups. So you're a part of a 3, 4, or 5 person group to do the same project. So that's a big advantage for our school. We do have some partner projects, but for the most part, we try to do as much individual shop projects as we can. And like I said, the co-op part. So that came in a couple of years ago. So it is a mandatory part of Confederation College to get your college diploma, is to complete the co-op. Right now, all signs point to very good options for co-ops. Lots of companies are looking for people. Lots of companies are now saying, yeah, we'll take first-year students. So last year, we had our students locally here in Thunder Bay. A bunch of different local companies took our students. Some smaller companies in the region, so a couple hours away. We had a couple go to Air Canada in Toronto. We had a couple students out north, way up north. So it all depends on the work experience that you would like, right? So it's your option. We don't pick the job for you. You pick the job, right? We assist. We try to set up companies that would like to hire students, and then some of them come in, do presentations. Some of them just do online resumes and online interviews, and they do the interview process. And then if you don't want to go work in a certain city, then we say don't apply for those types of jobs. Right? So it's up to the student on where they want to work. So if they have maybe some family, or they have some other reasons to go to another city, then we say sure, go and investigate what those jobs are. But for the most part, it's not too hard right now because there are lots of jobs available. So a couple pictures. So this is our turbine shop. This is where I'm sitting today, is in here. So we work on some small turboprop engines. We do various projects on the engines, learning how all the components work. Lots of the projects that are taking components off, inspecting them as per the maintenance manual, putting them back on. We do some testing of some of the items to see if they're working correctly. And then following the steps in the manual, we put everything back together again. We have a bigger engine, so we have some small engines, some big engines, so they get a good experience on different size turbine engines. It's a picture of our hangar. So we have some helicopters. We got a float plane. We've got some small aircraft that fits a smaller hangar relative to some of the other aviation hangars out there, but it gets the job done. Nice and clean, nice and bright, working inside. Another view of our hangar. So there's a float plane, that's one of the projects. You have to take the set of floats off, put the set of floats on. So around this part of the world, there's lots of lakes, and there are lots of planes on floats, and lots of companies that fly people around, go fishing or sightseeing or whatever. So that is a pretty popular job. That's where I started when I started in aviation a couple of years ago. I worked on this type of aircraft on floats. It's pretty neat to get to work at a lake on the water quite a bit of the time, so it's kind of nice to be outside. These are some of our piston engine test cabs. So they're not on an airplane, but they're still runnable engines. So the students spend time outside. Sometimes they're installing the engine, or they're taking it off, learning how to run it, troubleshoot it if it doesn't work properly. So this day is a nice sunny blue sky day, but there are days when they've been out there and, well, not quite so nice weather, snow, rain, whatever, but that's the job of aircraft maintenance. Sometimes you got to be outside. Can't always work inside a nice warm hangar. So what is the profile of a typical student? So, it's hard to say really, but a lot of people over the years, all of us guys, we talk, why did you take aircraft maintenance? And a lot of the stories are the same. And it's not for a love of airplanes. Like, it's not like, oh, I've loved airplanes since I saw them flying. It wasn't that at all. Like, I did shop classes throughout high school and didn't really love one over the other. And you try to look up, what do I want to do after high school? And the college program, aircraft maintenance, listed all kinds of stuff. It's not just one trade. There's all kinds of trades built in. So this question kind of ties into why is aircraft maintenance a great option. So what I've done is broke it down into, I think, hopefully, 5 simple questions. So if you answer any of these questions as a yes, then maybe a career in aircraft maintenance is for you. So first off, do you like working with tools? Have you worked with tools? Can you identify all the tools in the picture? Maybe you can, maybe you can't right now, right? And that's okay. So we get students at all levels. We have students that have worked with tools for many years, and we have students that wouldn't be able to identify any of those tools. So the program gets started at the basic level. So if you're lacking the experience with tools, we start there, identifying what tool is what. So for instance, what is this tool called, right? So this is part of the learning process. So this would be a ratchet. You put sockets on it, and you can loosen nuts and bolts with it. And that's one of the basics. It comes in a bunch of different sizes to have different size sockets. So that's one tool of many. Another aviation-specific tool. So it looks a lot similar to some other parent pliers, but this is very specific to aviation. We do lots of lock wire, safety wire to hold things in when you're loosening off, and these are the pliers that you would use to twist the wire. So again, starting at that level, identifying the tool, and then we teach the students how to use the tools. So that is part of the program. A toolkit is required. We give a minimum list of tools that are required, and for working in the industry, you need to bring tools with you. So if you're comparing other schools across Canada, some of the other schools don't make you buy the tools for school, which saves you money at the school end. But when you go to work, if you're working in first year, second year in the summer or after graduation, you still need the tools. Almost all companies expect you to show up with some tools. So our program, you have to have a minimum toolkit. We have a few companies locally that give some pretty good discounts for the students. So we provide that information to the student when they enroll in the program, and they can just phone up the company and just say, yeah, I'm in the aircraft maintenance program. I need the entire toolkit. Give them a credit card number. They will order everything, and most of them deliver the tools right out here to our building. So if you're on a bus, you don't have to worry about going to the tool company and getting this ginormous big box of tools and hauling it on the bus. They'll deliver it right out to the building here with your name on it, and then you get to unpackage a big box of tools. It'd be just like Christmas. All right, so question 2. So do you like knowing how things work? So part of aircraft maintenance industry, you're always learning. So in all of my years working in the industry, took many airplane courses, many engine courses. Some of them are put on by your own company, and some of them you get to travel to other cities, and some of them are maybe a week long, some are 2 weeks, and if you work on the bigger airline type aircraft, some of those I've heard are upwards of 2 months to 3 months long. So you're always constantly learning about different things. So you're having to read how things work. If something gets a new modification gets put on your aircraft, you got to learn how that works. So you're always staying up to date. So everybody likes to take things apart. That's always the fun part. Just get in there and remove parts or take things apart or take an engine off or whatever. So there's a lot of that. So that's one aspect of it, but there's the right way to take things apart. Just take a whole bunch of parts off and throw them on the bench. Usually you got to keep a lot of paperwork to tag things, make sure they're organized, keep them set up so they can go back on in the right order. So you can't just, as we say it, you can't just rip and tear all the parts off and throw them in a big pile. That's not the way to do it. So if you're going to take things apart, you got to like putting things back together again, right? So that's a big part. So it's nice to be able to take it apart, and almost anybody can do that part. Sometimes it gets a little tricky on the putting things back together. Do you remember the order? Do you follow all the steps in the maintenance manual? Sometimes there are diagrams to show you the right order of things. So that's part of it. And of course, you have to make sure it works properly, right? So there's ways to double check your installation, have other people look at your work. Maybe you go have to do a run up on the airplane, or maybe there's some special test equipment that you have to hook up to test to make sure it works properly. So that's all part of it. And the last question is, do you like figuring out why things are not working correctly? So unfortunately, at times things break. Fact of life, things wear out or things get broken, whatever the case may be. So you have to figure out the pilot may bring in a snag, just say, this is not working, here's some information, and then you got to figure out what exactly is wrong with it. So some of the older aircraft, and they last a long time, right? So some of the airplanes 30, 40 years old are still flying and still fine, but they don't have a lot of electronics or a lot of ways to plug in like a laptop to find out what's wrong. A lot of the newer more modern stuff, yeah, there's a lot of electronics, a lot of computers, a lot of diagnostic information that you can plug in stuff and find out maybe a code or what's wrong with the airplane. A lot of the older ones, you have to figure it out yourself. So that goes back to some of the other questions. Do you like to learn? So you have to learn how the system works. And then now you can start to figure out what's wrong with it and start to troubleshoot it. And you don't want to just go in there and start replacing all kinds of parts, because the parts are very expensive and your company's not going to like that if you just replace very expensive parts that aren't broken. So that's the whole point of trying to learn, always stay up to date, and then you can help to fix and troubleshoot snags on the aircraft. So those are, I don't know, I like to say 5 simple questions. If you answer any of those, that might help you decide if you'd like to work on aircraft. So this is a picture we like to show because many of us have been in this position numerous times. So hard to get the gist of the picture, but it's a cockpit. He's taking out some instruments on like the co-pilot's side, the right-hand side, and the maintenance person is upside down underneath the dash, trying to fix something. So been there a few times. I guess looking back on it, probably would have been helpful to take some yoga classes to help you stretch before you do this. So it's a little tricky sometimes getting into some of the areas. But that is a position most of us have been in numerous times, trying to fix something underneath the dash of the aircraft. So, like I said, the 5 questions. If you like working with tools, like learning things, taking things apart, maybe then this is a career for you. Maybe. So, all right. So what makes a program unique? Like I said, like all aircraft maintenance programs across Canada, we follow the same curriculum. Transport Canada puts it out. Each school decides how they want to teach it. So it's going to be in different orders, and we do different things, but the base curriculum is going to be all the same. So we are one of the longest running programs in Canada. We've been operating over 50 years now. We're well respected in the aviation industry. So people say, "Oh, I'm a Confederation College aircraft maintenance grad." Right away, that holds up across Canada. Like I said, mandatory co-op. So there's I think there's one other program in Ontario that is a co-op. So we made it mandatory just to try to do it as an incentive to get students to come to the program so they can get out there and get that job, get that work experience between first and second year. Like I said, it's been working out quite well so far. We've only had it in for 2-3 years now, and every year any student that wanted to get a job for the co-op got a job. Right? Smaller class sizes. So right now we have I think the max is set up for 50 students, but we don't get that many students. So we hope to get in the 40s is what we hope for, but we're a little smaller right now. I think we're going to have about 25 or so graduate this year. In our first year intake, we're still trying to bounce back from COVID, so we're a little bit smaller, just under 20 students in the first year. So lots of room, lots of seats available for the next fall. Still lots of seats available. So again, if you're looking at aircraft maintenance, and sometimes the bigger cities, some of the programs fill up. So just keep us in mind. So right now, do graduates get jobs, and where are the jobs? They are everywhere, absolutely everywhere across Canada, pretty much across the world from what we understand. What kind of jobs? Well, we'll cover that in just a second. But yes, lots of jobs out there for all kinds of different levels of job duties, right? So We saw a picture in the hangar of float planes, so that's again lots of those types of aircraft in Canada. Probably more so in the smaller towns, not necessarily in the big cities. But so if you like working outdoors, working at lakes, used to go fishing all the time. Like that's a good job then. Spent a little bit of your working day outside. Most of these companies have hangars, but you do spend some time working at the lake, so that's always nice. Do you want to work on big planes? Do you want to work on small planes? So big planes are usually the airline industry, so lots of jobs there as well. Some of them, depending on the criteria, sometimes you have to get a little bit of experience in other companies before the airlines will hire you in some cases, but not all. And you can see the little small Cessna parked in front of that 747. So there's lots of small aircraft. It all depends on what kind of jobs you would like to do. Helicopters. So helicopters, helicopters, a lot of outdoor work. So helicopters get to fly and land just about anywhere they want. So there's lots of modes that are lots of forest fire stuff around this park. Lots of other types of jobs where the helicopter lands out in the field and pitch a tent, spend the night outside. And as you can see here, we have one of our alumni working on a helicopter at night outside. So you're outside in the weather, you're outside in, there's probably some mosquitoes and stuff. Not very much fun, but still a lot of people love the helicopter industry for that reason. You're not in the same place every day, you're outside a lot. And if that's not your cup of tea, then I wouldn't try to go into the helicopter industry. Outside. So again, we get winter here, and we have winter right now. It's a little bit cold out there today, and so our lakes freeze over. So if you work on float planes, then a lot of the same companies have ski planes. So this is a ski plane that looks like it needs an engine change. And well, there's not a lot of tow trucks for airplanes, so a lot of times you have to fix the airplane where it breaks down, and in this case, in the middle of a lake. So they've had to rig up a little tripod with some trees, and it looks like they're going to try to take that engine off. So again, some outside work. So physically, lots of, I guess, different positions. So this fellow's working on a small aircraft. He's doing some brake work, it looks like, or a tire, and he's on his knees underneath an airplane. So we got to do a little bit of that. The big airplanes, you get to work up on top of the airplane, so they're all harnessed in. So there's training on fall arrest and that kind of stuff. So you have to be able to work up top, up high, working on the airplanes, inside the airplanes. So again, it all depends on the job. There's many different career paths. So you can't just say aircraft maintenance. There's lots of different areas that you can work on. Depends on the company that you work for. Electrical. So there's lots of computers nowadays, lots of wires. So there's some specific areas, trade areas. So there's other aircraft maintenance courses. Electrical is one of them. It's a avionics type course. That's a separate college course. We don't have that one, but we still, as aircraft maintenance, we still work on electrical. So wires and lots of wires. Structural work. So lots of the older aircraft are all aluminum. So we learn how to fix little patches. If there's some damage to the aircraft, we have to learn how to repair them, patch them up. Newer aircraft, lots of them are composite materials. Kevlars and fiberglass, working with that kind of stuff, and resins and different areas. So the airplanes are changing a little bit. So again, structural repairs is separate college course, and you can get right into it, or at our level, the aircraft maintenance level, you do a little bit of that as well. So we do basically everything on the airplane. So typical rate of pay is going to vary quite a bit. It depends on the company. It depends on what part of Canada you're working in. So it's going to vary. I know co-op students last year, I think if I remember correctly, the wage varied from about $15 an hour to $20 an hour. And again, it depended on what company, what city they're in. So starting pay is maybe a little low, but once you get your license, then it goes up quite a bit once you get your license. And right now, there's lots of jobs out there. So graduation employment rate, yes. If you want a job, and you should be able to get one. Sometimes that first job is still a little tricky to get. Once you get it, once you have experience, then usually the jobs are, right now, they're pretty easy to get. So as long as you keep trying, keep sending out your resumes, practicing up your interview skills. And we do that. We have one of our elective classes here. That's what we do. Part of the elective class is learning how to write up your resume, your cover letter, how to do interviews. So when you're applying for those jobs for your co-op, you've already had some experience with your interview practice, getting your resume down and practicing interview skills in the classroom. So when you get that first interview, you're hopefully ready. Everybody gets nervous, but still hopefully you're ready to go for that first interview. So we saw some of these pictures at the opening video, but just so you know, because Thunder Bay is a smaller city, have a nice marina. Kakamega Falls, nice. A lot of outdoor hiking, parks. One of the longest suspension bridges in Canada, I think it is. It's not just outside of the city. We have Old Fort William, skiing, tubing in the wintertime. So activities, mountain biking, lots of hiking trails, camping, that kind of stuff around the city. So that's it. So I'm going to shut this off.
Wow. Kuya Nikki, I think you're on mute, but I just want to thank Danny for showing beautiful pictures of Thunder Bay. I didn't know there was so much to offer when it comes to the beauty of Thunder Bay with the nature and all the places that people can enjoy outdoors.
Yeah, it's a smaller city, so you don't have to drive far to get to that, right? Like probably within half an hour area, you're seeing a lake somewhere or camping and tenting, whatever you want to do.
I'm just gonna add Leslie because I know she has a meeting. She needs to be out by 10:15. Leslie, once again, thank you very much. Do you have any few words before we let you go? I think you're
on mute.
Thanks. I'm just going to echo what Danny said about the outdoors and surrounding area of Thunder Bay. That's probably my most favorite part about living here.
Definitely looks like it's very beautiful there.
Yeah, it has a different view every season.
Yeah,
different view in summer and winter time as well.
Our visit during December, it was very limited. We wish we had more time because I always see in pictures it's so beautiful, but given that we were just there for, I guess, literally 24 hours, it was a limited time for us to explore.
Yeah, we're just like the camp is just 10 minutes away from the airport.
Yeah.
And we went to the CAG. We have dinner with the international students.
Yep.
So basically, my last question, like, how many international students do you have in the civil engineering and the aircraft maintenance, like versus the domestic students that you have right now?
So we have 25% international students in our program right now.
Oh, aircraft maintenance then?
Over the last several years, we've been probably 40 to 50% international.
Wow.
That's good, and it's growing. Like,
Yeah.
since everything is back to normal from the pandemic, and then
It's trying.
students are trying to, really try to come here to Canada to enhance their education as well. But Leslie, yeah, I know you have a schedule that you need to go, but once again, thank you very much. We're gonna continue with Danny some questions about aircraft maintenance.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Leslie.
Hey, so we had to, I was so amazed with aircraft maintenance. This is my dream program that I want to finish. I studied for one term for aeronautical engineering, but it was so expensive that my parents told me, you know what, we can't afford it. This is an investment because after once you finish this program, like what Danny said, the pay when you have the license,
Oh yeah.
those investment back.
Yep.
I think it's definitely worth it given that it may take a bit of time, but given the pay, given the demand, I think it's a safe investment. I was really interested in the program, then I saw that there are tight spaces that you have to fit in order to do the job. Kind of makes me think again if if it's
Yeah,
something.
Dan, I have a quick question. I just noticed, is there a female student who is also getting this program?
Yeah. Yeah, it's we have two right now in this shop class. There's two. It's a small percentage, but there definitely is.
Oh, perfect. So aircraft maintenance is not just for planes; they also have helicopters.
I was actually about to say that one. I was surprised because in my mind, once it says aircraft, it's always airplane. But then it didn't occur to me that maybe the theory and the airplane principle also applies to helicopters. So I was surprised. So that was a pleasant surprise. I thought it was a separate specialization just for
Yeah.
helicopters.
Yeah, the program is a basic maintenance program, you could say. So we cover all the basics for airplanes, helicopters, different types of engines, all the system, every system that's on an airplane. We cover those, and then when you get hired, wherever you go, then they can give you some more specific training on their particular airplane or helicopter or engine. There's lots of training courses that are out there. So a lot of the bigger aircraft, you'll take a course, just specifically on that one airplane or engine or helicopter. So
I have just a little bit, it's just a dumb question for me, but you said that in order for you to fly a plane, you should also learn how to, to do them fix the airplane, right? So does it goes both ways? Those aircraft maintenance students or professionals, they need to learn how to fly the plane as well. They don't need.
Don't need to. There are lots of people that do that. They'll take students will take the aircraft maintenance program first, and then because we have a flight school here in the same building, they get kind of preferential treatment to get enrolled because it's a hard program to get into. And then they'll take 2 years of aircraft maintenance, then they'll take 2 years of flight. So then they can fly it and they can fix it. So if they want to work for a company with the float planes and the ski planes, it's really good because then they can fly. Some of them will fly just floats and then they fix them in the winter. So they get hired all year. So lots of people do that, but it's from the maintenance side. People maybe couldn't do the flight program, maybe from a medical perspective or something. So they'll come and do the maintenance instead. Like I said earlier, like a lot of us, we didn't have a childhood love of airplanes. We just like I guess you could say we like the mechanical side of things, and it's different than working on cars. It's in some cases it's a little cleaner. In some cases it's a little different. Maybe it's whichever way you want to look at it, but it's a little bit different.
Yeah, because you mentioned that those 5 questions really hit me as well. I think this not. Well, I guess every time even like there's or like a table, a new table. I order a new table. Usually boys don't read manuals, right? That's what they say. And then you just have those 5 questions. If you wanna learn those things, and then aircraft maintenance is not for you. But so yeah, this is very interesting, and we just want to highlight this one, that the the aircraft maintenance program that you have is your classroom is on the airport part, right?
Yep, it's right at the airport. Yep.
Yes. So
Wow.
it is separated from the campus.
Yes. Yeah. And the city bus drops the students right out the front door. And
Nice.
so, and like it was said earlier, they get the bus pass as part of their student card. So that's kind of built right into
free of
that.
cost.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that saves a lot of money. It's also time as well for the students, and not all schools are doing that.
Yes.
And I asked lastly, like after they finish the program, do you also guide them to and help them out to how to get their licenses as well, like some reviewers?
Yeah, well, some of the courses they take here, we let them know what the process is, how they have to go about doing it. But once they leave, then it's up to them basically to go work and get all the documentation and the experience and that kind of stuff. But we can help if they need it. But usually once they leave, it's the people in the industry will help them at their job.
Yes, perfect. And usually the co-op part, is it a paid co-op or?
Yep.
Okay, so they're already earning on before they go to the second year program.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. They already earn like 3 to 4 months.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Making money before you graduate, that's always good.
Yes, it is, yeah. And the experience is good to get them into a hangar around other airplanes to get that experience. It helps them out when they come back for a second year.
Oh, perfect. And also, do you have like just to my question? Do you have any Filipino student right now who's doing Filipino student from the Philippines doing the aircraft?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Yeah, this is the best time to just we always said that Confederation College was not really marketed as they have an aircraft maintenance program or an aviation program. People think that they only have health programs. Like,
Oh, okay.
so this is why we're doing. This is a recorded session as well, so they can always the video later on to our YouTube to our Facebook channel to let them understand that hey, there is an aviation program in Confederation College, and this is very an in-demand program as well, especially here in Canada.
Yes.
Okay, do you have any further questions for Danny? Because I know Danny also have class.
Well, I just like to say, Sir Danny, thank you so much. We've learned a lot. Personally learned a lot about the program. I was interested about the program during my younger years, and maybe I should have done it now that I've seen your presentation. There's a growing number of Filipinos in the aircraft aviation industry looking to upgrade, and we would definitely mention Confederation College.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we need, like I said, our enrollment's been a little low, so we're trying to get it back up to where it was before COVID, which was probably in the 40s. We were probably 40 to 45 as our intake students, so it's a little lower than that since COVID. So we're trying to get it bounced back up again. So that any help would be appreciated.
Correct. All right.
And just to confirm, this is only offered every September.
Yes. Yeah.
For this program. Okay. Yeah. So then, once again, thank you very much for the most informative session that we have, and hopefully we can do this next time.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Danny.
Hey, guys.
Bye. Stay safe.
Ayun, mga kaibigan, dalawang session. Ang napaka-interesting. Napaka-interesting yung program, lalo na yung sa aviation, no? Marami tayong mga kababayan na nasa aviation industry din. They want to upgrade. They want to come here as an international student.
Yeah. Madami, Kuya Nikki, yung mga nagtatrabahong Pilipino sa Middle East. Tapos, may mga licensing body kasi na hindi nire-recognize yung inaral nila sa Philippines kahit na ang dami nilang years of experience sa Middle East, for example. So marami tayong mga visa clients, for example, na nasa aviation, aircraft maintenance, na yun pala yung dahilan ba't sila nag-aaral abroad. Yung iba po sa kanila, mga kababayan, walang balak sa PR kasi ang laki po ng sweldo ng aviation kahit nasaan kayong parte ng mundo. So, nagka-qualify sila to take those exams dahil dun sa Canadian program. Kasi po, mas mahal sa Amerika, for example. So, sa Canada na lang po sila mag-aaral.
Yes. Ang kagandahan po nito, yun po sa Confederation College is higher chances for permanent residency, especially for matured student. Kasi nga po, may part po sila ng RNIP, yung Rural and Northern Immigration Program ng Ontario, ng Canada. No? And Kuya Mikmik can discuss further about the RNIP and chances sa mga international student po natin.
Ayan po. So, I always tell people, pag kayo po ay mag-aaral at let's say pag-graduate nyo nasa 40s na kayo or nasa 40s na kayo na mag-aaral pa lang kayo, doon tayo sa real talk. Wala kasi tayong control sa edad natin. Pero may control tayo with other choices that we will make if we have intentions na mag-aral at mag-PR sa Canada. So, syempre, kung kumukonti yung options natin dahil sa edad, we should put ourselves in a situation where mas maraming opportunities para sa atin. So, yung Confederation College, one of the reasons na why we are promoting it kasi it gives more options for mature students in the Philippines. So, ang alam kasi ng Pilipino, Canadian Experience Class, Provincial Nomination Program. Pero yung RNIP kasi, very similar siya sa provincial nomination na may job offer. May support from the community as compared to support to an employer. So yung ganitong sitwasyon, tatlo yung options ninyo kaysa yung typical na dalawa. Yes, yung RNIP hanggang 2024. Pero kung hindi man sa RNIP, tulad nga ng sabi ng mga teachers natin sa Confederation College, in the last 4 sessions po natin mga kababayan, sinabi nila na maraming trabaho, konti yung tao. Di ba po kanina sabi lang, may isang kumpanya naghanap ng 40 civil engineering technicians. 20 lang po yung estudyante nila. So ganun po ka-desperado yung city to get talent. And this is where Filipino international students and yung mga asawa nila or common law partners, this is where they come in. Kasi dadating sila, may skilled na or highly trainable, so napupunuan po yung mga ganun trabaho. And guess what? Malalaking kumpanya po itong mga to. So pag nagustuhan po kayo, they could easily perform or sponsor you or execute an LMIA kung necessary. So nung nag-dinner po kami, yung iba doon na PR dahil may LMIA. Yung ibang estudyante, well, pinag-iisipan nila, tuloy aral pa ba o talon na sa work kasi nga magkaka-LMIA sila. So nangyayari po ito. Because the city has lots of job, but then the population is not as big, so you could take that opportunity para po sa inyo.
And also, just to add po, no, kung ano man po ang minimum wages sa Toronto, sa Mississauga, which is $15 to $16 per hour, kahit na po nasa malayo po yung Thunder Bay, just 2 hours away from Manitoba, still po 15 to $16 pa rin po yung minimum wage po nila. Ibig sabihin po, kahit nasa malayo po tayo, wala pong provincial rate, no? Mas maganda nga doon sa Confed kasi nga sa Thunder Bay, kasi nga yung rent, imagine mo yung sa residents nila, nasa $350 lang yung shared accommodations po nila. Just imagine, kung dito ka sa Toronto din or sa Mississauga area, nag-start po sa 600 to 700 yung single po na room. So malaking tipid na rin kung nakamura ka na, you still get the same quality of education pa rin. Ayan. Kasi yung minimum wage is just the same. Lalo din sa mga partners po natin.
Ayan. Kaya si Miss Cristel, baka nagpa-practice Ayun. Pa-practice the question and answer portion.
Yeah, I just can't believe that we are on the last leg already, that we have finished four very enticing topics. Of course, we have covered from ano no yung skilled trades, engineering, uh
Ah,
tech, business. Aba, iba to ah.
oh,
Parang naman to, sasayaw na ba tayo?
parang maganda magpa-picture nito ah.
Picture, ayan.
Isang picture yan. 1, 2, 3.
Ayan. Ay,
Yan.
hindi ko prepared. But
Ayun.
yes, ayun nga. So, this is such a different and unique, and I would say, na-cater natin yung mga programs that would really need some campaign awareness. And we thank you, of course, Suncor, for putting a spotlight on these programs. We do have a lot of programs, about 60 plus for internationals, but then it's so splendid that we're able to really understand no yung mga courses na to. And these courses are also ito yung marketing for the Philippines. Am I right? From day one, like engineering, tech,
Yeah. Ito
yeah,
kasi
Siguro
sa
yung mga courses na hindi alam ng tao nag-e-exist pala sa Confederation. Kasi si Confederation, I think they're very strong sa health. But
yeah.
people tend to forget they are very formidable when it comes to the engineering side. Napaka-high-tech po nung lugar nila.
kompleto po, no? Engineering, health, business, no, hospitality. Yun po. No,
Yeah.
witness po talaga namin yung sa culinary po talaga. Sabi ko, we were amazed kasi ang ganda ng facilities po nila. Mayroon silang parang restaurant na setup talaga sa loob ng campus. Yung sa
Yeah.
dental pa lang, grabe. So, actually, they have a dental clinic inside the campus. That is
Correct.
open for the public. No?
Mhm.
The public can access it. Sa
Yes, I think yung hockey team doon nagpapadentist eh.
Yes, yung engineering nila, grabe, they have their own building. Imagine mo, di nga namin alam na, wow. So that's why we work with the Confed to really market the engineering side as well, because we know, yun nga, same quality of education, but you are paying less, the cost of living is less as well. Imagine mo, yung bus pa lang libre na.
Yeah.
That's already 120 a month.
Oh yeah.
150 savings.
Yes.
Understood. Yeah.
Yung residence din is 350 to 450 lang yung shared na.
Yes, for on-campus. Kasama yung Wi-Fi and utilities doon.
Ay, kasama. Wow, okay. All the better.
Exactly. Tsaka maganda na highlight din, not only of course yung program per se, but also outside, what happens outside the campus, the the Canadian experience. Like they can do outdoor activities that would vary from one season to another. And eto kailangan din natin i-inform ang mga kababayan natin kasi baka na-expect nila ay pagdating doon easy breezy. But in reality, it's really not, right? Especially for these programs that were presented, I doubt, especially for aircraft maintenance, it really would entail or demand lots of your time. I I think you should really focus on studying one on the first semester, even for 1 year. Diba?
Yung parang pag knowing the tools, mahirap na eh.
O yung una nga pinakita ko yan, Nikki, sabi ko, ginagamit ko yan pero hindi ko alam anong tawag. Sabi ko, patay, bagsak na ako.
At ang galing kanina, kailangan pala flexible ka being aircraft maintenance.
Miss Kristen, nung nakita ko lang sumusuot sa ilalim, sabi ko,
ang galing.
Kaya dapat minimum yung waistline dapat 30, 28.
Parang ganun nga eh. Sabi ko, patay, hindi tayo kasya.
Ayun nga.
Tapos ano naman ito, ang gaganda nito, ang yung mismong campus ng aircraft maintenance is nasa hangar itself. Nasa airport siya.
Airport, oh.
Kung kasi naririnig mo yung airplane na, alam mo yun, uy, di ba? Ako yung gumawa.
Yung feeling nasa proper environment talaga.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with civil engineering tech, and we're happy that yung ating mga Filipino students were featured in the slides.
Yeah.
So, shout out sa inyo. Ayan, mga ka-chat ko yan kanina. Sabi nila, ay ngayon pala. Sabi ko, next time video naman.
Pwede.
Di ba? Mas maganda. So, ang ganda, na-mention pa yung employment opportunities, no, for both programs.
Maganda, 60 to 70 start. That's a good one.
It is.
Siguro mga kababayan, ito kasi yung mga, lagi kasing tanong to, Miss Cristel, mahirap ba mag-aral? Mag-aaral po ba talaga? O pwede mag-focus sa work? Ito yung mga laging tanong ng mga typical applicants.
Yeah.
I guess for the programs we presented in the last 4 sessions with Mornings with the Kuya, siguro ito yung mga program na mag-aaral kayo, pero pag-graduate ninyo, ramdam nyo siguro agad yung effect ng sacrifices nyo sa pag-aaral. Kasi imagine, 60,000 agad, 50,000 agad. Ang maganda agad yung start. And of course, it just gets higher each time you get more experience. So talagang, kumbaga, pagdating sa stability, sa career, sa buhay, eventually, pag na-PR na kayo, life in Canada doesn't stop there kasi you get aspirations, bahay, lupa, kotse, business. Magandang stepping stone yung inaral nila dito sa mga pinresent natin. Kasi eventually, you can have, parang kanina sa civil engineering, pwede sila maging contractors so they can have their own businesses, for example.
Yeah.
Mga kababayan, to give you an idea, magpalit lang po ng kitchen cabinet at ng kitchen countertop, siguro baka $40,000 na po ang sisingilin ng contractor sa inyo. So imagine, and that's just siguro 5 to 10 days job, matagal na yun, kung mabagal sila. Pero imagine, isang project lang, yung tuition fee, bawi na. So all the more pa pag, kumbaga, you continuously progress and work. So maganda yung value proposition nila. Konting hirap sa simula, kasi syempre mag-aaral talaga, pero yung sabi nga na matatanda, yung inaral nyo kasi something hindi mananakaw sa inyo. So,
True.
patuloy
Ayan.
nyo pakikinabangan. Ayan, ako, parang ang tanda ko naman magsalita.
Grabe
Anyways.
naman siya. Ayun, pero tingnan natin, no, Kuya Mick. Yeah, agree. Dapat i-acknowledge na, of course, they will exert effort and all. Fortunately, though, si Confederation College naman, meron din silang support. So, we have a student organization, which we're in, they provide different activities, right? We have free movie, free popcorn days, we have pool party, so a variety. So, and these are for free, okay? And we encourage nga the students, if they have time during their break time and if they're available, participate in recreational activities, join a sport, join a club. Medyo kailangan pa rin, no, i-balance natin. So tapos yung sa dagdagan din natin, one of the support is yung sa employment transitioning. Of course, hindi naman siya yung automatic. Maybe some programs are more in demand, but for those who would be really successful, we advocate that you attend all of the job fairs that we have.
Yeah.
And, di ba? So, maging proactive tayo. And lahat naman po ng announcements ni Confederation College or activities are posted through the website or through their page. So, they have access to it. And, ayun, so we want to impart na, yes, you will definitely invest a lot of your time and energy. Yes, you will have time to do recreational activities. And yes, opportunities for part-time work. So, we really want to make sure na well-balance ang kanilang lifestyle doon. Ayun. Okay, and also they mentioned about the admission requirements. Generally speaking, maybe some of our Filipino viewers, first timers, they might be confused about the admission requirements. So what they've probably seen on the website, what is stipulated there, that is the general requirements for all international students. And it varies, depends on the curriculum. Like for the Philippines, we do have different profiles. So there definitely is a possibility that like the English proficiency will be waived. Most if you're coming from the Philippines, majority naman. So again, that would the best advice probably is, if once you've collated all your records, academic, your scholastic records, your CV, please endorse them to the Kuyas of Sun-Cor. Yon ang susi ng kanibukasan.
So you guys, if you
Ng
guys are
kinabukasan.
interested with getting into Confederation College, we'll be happy to help you out. Just send us an email at apply@sun-cor.com, or if you want a one-on-one session to help you narrow down your options, like yung programs, no, you can you can visit our website www.sun-cor.com, and you can book a one-on-one consultation with me as an education consultant po. But if you want to book a consultation with Kuya Mikmik, paid consultation po sa kanya, kasi he is the licensed immigration consultant. If you want to talk about paano maging permanent resident, no. Ako po, once again, I am an education consultant. Si Kuya Mikmik po ang licensed immigration consultant, and the only person can talk about immigration is the immigration lawyer or the immigration consultant po. No, wag po tayong, for example, kung may sakit kayo, pupunta tayo sa hospital, ako po ay nurse lang po ako. I can only get the vital signs. I can give you water, but I cannot give you medicine po. No, what I'm saying is, I cannot advise what medicine to give you. Kasi po ang mag-prescribe po ang doktor, at si Kuya Mikmik sa immigration side. Sila po yun. Ang dami kasing mema ngayon, mga mema. At saka si Sasa. Kilala mo yun sila?
Akala ko lang Google University. Ano tong mema?
Yung mema kasi yung mga mema sabi.
Hashtag real talk. Yes, hashtag real talk. Kailangan.
Kasi yung sasagaling-galingan. No, na, ano kasi to is, this is real talk talaga, no. Buhay kasi ninyo to eh. Kumbaga, you cannot, first, wag niyong tipirin. Second, kasi nga, if you're gonna spend $1 million pesos, make sure na, alam mo yun, merong credible na source na kukunan mo. No, wag mo itaya yung million mo, alam mo namang, ay, gumastos ka na nga. Gusto mo pang tipirin yung ano. Diba? Just same thing with, parang ginawa ng ibang school na, alam mo yun, if you are really serious, and then show us the money that you have this money. Parang immigration, di ba? Kasi international student, expect talaga ng Canada na may pera ka. No, may pera talaga involved. Ayun, nagagalit na daw si Kuya Nicky. Hindi naman ako galit.
Minsan lang talaga mga kababayan, yung pagse-sermon, minsan kailangan ulit-ulitin kasi tayong mga Pilipino may ugaling minsan more than once kailangan sabihin bago matandaan.
Yes. And it's
okay. Po, siguro Kuya Nicky, bigyan natin example. Free po ba ang LOA sa Sun-Cor? For the longest time, sinasabi na po namin free. Ngayon, ulitin po namin, free po siya.
Wala pong bayad. Kasi nga po, meron kasi yung gumagamit din sa pangalan namin, no? Sabi nga namin, hanggat hindi nyo kami nakausap o nakita ni Kuya Mikmik, at hanggat sasabihin namin, hindi kayo magbabayad. Wala pong bayad po. Kasi people are using names, especially Kuya Mikmik po, may nagpapanggap ng Michael Corrales, pero Hispanic po.
Actually nga, may nagpanggap na ako, Miss Cristel.
No.
Akala kasi nila Corrales, parang puti yung fina-front nilang tao. Ginaya nga yung pangalan, yung kagawapuhan, di naman matapatan. So, yun lang.
Yun, imitation is the best form of flattery. Patay.
I think sikat na nga ako sa India. Siguro kung pumunta ako doon, baka may poster na ako kasi may maraming nagpapanggap na ako.
Pero oo.
Marami po.
Madami
lagi namin
talaga.
Sinasabi, kailangan makita nyo ako or si Kuya Nicky para malaman yung kami talaga po yung kausap ninyo.
Yun.
Oo. Correct ka dyan.
Sabi po, no, i-double check nyo po, i-check. Meron po tayong registry po ng mga consultants at saka agent po na registered ang Canada. Marami na kaming videos ginawa ni Kuya Mikmik, but still, ang dami pa rin kababayan nating yun, pumapatok doon sa mga, uy, mag-sign up kayo ngayon, may 20% discount.
Especially Valentine's, madami sigurong mga no?
Mag-ingat po kayo sa mga promotion. If it sounds, so good to be true. No, sa amin kasi po, what we get as a commission, every time po kami magpapasok ng students sa school, kahit mag-DIY man o mag-full visa, we get commissions po. No, what we get, we want to share it back. Advocacy namin ni Kuya Mikmik talaga is, kahit na immigration agency po kami, no, we encourage mag-DIY pa rin. Kasi para makatipid, wala pong nakalagay sa immigration website na kailangan mo ng lawyer or agent or consultant to process your visa. It's
Yes.
a very straightforward application po. You just need to do your research, do your part, no?
Yes.
Pero once again, sabi ni Kuya Mikmik, DIY is not for everyone.
Yep.
Yes, especially if you don't have time or if you're not confident din. Alam mo yun, everything is done ano na ngayon online na lahat
Karamihan online, yes. Siguro gentle reminder din. Doon sa mga nag-DIY, yes, nagawa nyo, yes, na-approve kayo. Pero siguro when you try to share your experiences to people, wag niyo pong ipilit na kung ano yung ginawa ninyo, yun din yung kailangan gawin nila. Kasi syempre kanya-kanya po tayong individualism, kanya-kanyang profile. Kunyari si Miss Cristel, mas hilig yung Jollibee. Hindi naman niya pwedeng ipilit yung regular yam dun sa gusto Burger McDo, for example. Same way with your immigration application. Hindi po siya template na isisiksik niyo yung sarili niyo to fit the template. Iba-iba po talaga yung kaso. So, again, for those DIYers, we are very thankful for you sharing your experiences, but just a gentle reminder, yes, you were able to do it, but it doesn't mean that everybody who asks you has to follow what you did. Kasi may cases na hindi nila pwede sundin kasi hindi applicable sa kanila. Sometimes kasi on online discussions dito nag-aaway yung mga tao na ipipilit nung kasi nga ang lagi niya sasabihin, approve ako dahil dito. So ito dapat ang gawin ko. And then someone would say, hindi ako seaman So hindi ko kailangan itong mga requirements na ginawa mo. So hindi ko siya gagawin. So yung ganong heated discussions minsan, yun nga, always check. Personal profile lagi po ito. We cannot force what we did to others.
Compare apples to oranges kasi mag-iba tayo ng profile.
Iba po talaga. Iba.
Tsaka, hindi rin po, kung magkabulilyaso, masisisi mo ba yung sinunod mo na, for example, yung vlogger?
Ayun.
O yung nag-DIY, no? Masisisi, ang sasabihin lang nila, ay, sa amin, na-approve kami. Pasensya ka na, ikaw, di ka na-approve. No? So, always make sure din po na talagang you do your due diligence din po. Especially yung sa refund policy. No? Wag nyo iasa sa ano lang sa agency. You need to read as well. Paano yung refund policy ng school? No, paano ba yung ganito? Kasi nga ang trabaho ng agency is to just arrange your application. No? Trabaho ni Kuya Mikmik takpan lahat ng pwedeng ibutas ni visa officer. No? And
Taga-patche lang na.
oo, kasi pwedeng mabutasan kasi with his experience and syempre yung license niya ano din yan.
So, kumbaga, paano ba natin explain to Kuya Nikki? May mga malalakas kasi yung profile, for example, nag-DIY na de-deny kasi po ang Pilipino, laging iisipin, nakadepende sa SOP or Statement of Purpose yung application nila. To be honest, optional document po ito, pwedeng hindi basahin ng visa officer. So, ang more important part of your application is yung proper documentations of what you present. Kasi yun, titignan talaga nila because that's part of the process. Kung titignan niyo po yung SOP, nasa optional section siya. So, meron po mga na-approve na DIYers na walang SOP kasi hindi nila alam, kailangan pala. Nakalagay kasi optional So, sabi nila, ba't ko pa gagawin? Optional lang pala. So, nag-submit, walang SOP, approve. So, yun po. Again, nangyari sa kanila, hindi lagi mangyayari sa iba kasi what if complicated? Tatalo ng program from, kunyari, hairstylist, gusto maging welder, ang layo ng talon. Bakit kaya? In that situation, yes, possible na kailangan yung statement of purpose. But again, optional po siya. So, siguro kayo ni Iki, remind din natin sila, baliw na baliw yung mga Pilipino sa SOP. It is your platform to explain yourself. Pero again, hindi kasi padramahan ang SOP. It's more of facts. Ano ba yung plano ninyo?
Di lang yun, bro. Kahit na gaano kaganda yung SOP po ninyo o yung study plan po ninyo, pagpalpak naman yung ibang documentation ninyo. No? Kaya this is one of the reason kung bakit sa Sun-Cor po, si Kuya Mikmik, we do the entire package. No? Hindi po kami pwedeng a la carte na, SOP lang. Kasi nga po, kahit gawin ni Kuya Mikmik yung SOP, gagandahan niya. Kung palpak naman yung ibang documentation ninyo, kung marirefuse, ang blame pa rin kay Kuya Mikmik. Uy, nagpagawa ko ng SOP,
Ayun
na-refuse ko.
nga.
Si Kuya
Kasi,
Mikmik.
ang nakakatawa pa yun, kunyari, ano nga ba yun? May napa-approve tayo, tapos kinwento niya yung mga steps dun sa gusto mag-DIY lang, magrereklamo pa rin sa atin, bakit siya na-approve ako hindi? Siyempre kasi, paano kung yung taong yun, iba yung profile sa inyo? Baka yung taong to, financially ready, kayo hindi, pero ginaya nyo lang yung steps, hindi talaga effective. That's why we always say it's very individual. With the literal, ano ba tawag dito? Parang magbubuhat kasi ako ng bangko pag sinabi ko to eh. With the literal number of people we bring to Canada every year, I think we know what we're doing. There's a reason bakit may lisensya. Kasi nga, pinag-aralan, nag-examine. There's a reason ba't nakikip yung lisensya kasi sumusunod sa batas, blah, blah, blah. There's a reason bakit may awards. Kasi, syempre, it's a testimony to the number of people that we bring to Canada. So, yun po. Lahat yun, hindi magkakamukha ang SOP ng mga yun, for example. Customize siya talaga.
Yes. Isingit ko lang din bro, no? Kasi ito naging alarming na kasi ito sa mga international students na nandito na ngayon na please, may kumakalat kasi ngayon na yung mystery shoppers na scam. No? Ito po yung parang ano po, virtual employment na kunwari po, ito mga target po kasi nila mga newcomers na students. No? Ang gagawin nila, they will contact you through your phone or through your email. Di ko alam kung saan nila nakukuha yun. Sasabihin na, we have a job offer for you. Ang gagawin mo lang, we will send you a check. I-encash mo lang siya. Tapos i-send mo sa amin yung, for example, yung 1,000. Yung 500, sa'yo yan. That's your first, parang sign-up bonus. Tapos yung 500, i-deposit mo. No? So yung, dito kasi sa Canada, pag nag-ano ko ng cheque, pag lagay mo sa bangko, automatic, mag-credit siya eh. Di ba sa atin, baliktad. Mag-wait pa tayo ng 3 days para mag-clearing. Dito sa Canada, pag may cheque, automatic lalabas yun sa ano mo. Tapos, pag after 2 days, pag nag-bounce yun, automatic mawawala siya. Eh, paano yung ginawa kasi natanggap na yung cheque, diniposit niya, same day, sabi niya, uy, pumasok na. Sabi ng employer, kunwari, virtual employer na, yung 500 sa'yo na yan, sign-up bonus ko yan, yung 500 paki-deposit dito. So yun, ginawa niya, diniposit niya. After 2 days, tumawag yung bangko na nag-bounce yung checking diniposit niya. So yun, the student na scam. So yun, yung 1,000 na yun, nawala sa kanya. Ay yung 500 na pinadala niya, nawala yun. Tapos yung 500 pa kung ginastos mo. Kasi syempre, sino bang hindi magbibigay ng 500 sa inyo? And then this is just small number. We have students na scam ng 5,000 to 10,000 na. So ingat talaga tayo. No? Lalo na yung mga nandito, mga newcomers, pag when it comes to check na ipapadeposit po sa inyo, please, wag na. Wag na kayo.
Siguro Kuya Nikki, meron pa yung iba yung makakatanggap kayo ng text pretending to be your bank. Parang, kunyari, there's an overdraft or kunyari, there was a deposit made into your account. Please check. Tas may link. So yung link na yun, pag kinlik nyo, ayun, parang nahack na yung account ninyo or something.
Yes.
So, ingat po tayo sa mga ganun. Meron din, Kuya Nikki, kung naalala mo yung mga scam na tatawag sa telepono, this is the CRA, this is immigration, you owe money. Tapos sabay banat, you can pay us with Apple cards or gift checks. So yung mga ganong scam, ingat po tayo.
Yes. Kasi po, alarming na talaga, Ms. Cristel. This is going all over Canada na mga bagong dating. No? Umiiyak din talaga sila. No? Kasi nga, pang tuition nila yon nawala. No? Just imagine mo yun, kunwari may pera ka. So eto, lang ako ng some question, Ms. Cristel, for you. No? Sabi nga dito, kay Lou, sabi niya, may scholarship po ba kaya ang aircraft maintenance program? I think Ms. Cristel can answer this one.
Okay. Thank you for yung mga tips nyo, advice nyo, no? Kaya before I answer this, that's why I really appreciate working with Sun-Cor kasi they go over and beyond. Diba? Not just about program recommendation, but yung mga gantong scenario. And please be extra careful. You know, it's sayang ating investment natin. Baka you know, might be jeopardized. But yeah, okay, to circle back, for this question, yes, we do have two types of major scholarships. First is the entrance scholarship. Essentially, this is applicable when you apply for a program. So if we are talking about the aircraft maintenance, which is only available every September or fall intake, kasama siya sa eligibility or possible to be given an entrance scholarship at 1,000 Canadian dollars. So, yep, kasama siya. So lahat po ng ating, even the civil engineering tech, so all 2-year program for fall 2022 undergrad. Okay? Sorry, yung postgraduate hindi siya kasama sa category, but for the undergrad 2-year program, you could be eligible. But the catch here, of course, this is like a first apply, first award basis. So meron tayong threshold or quota. So that's why we really recommend that you apply as soon as possible. So you'll be given the letter that you are one of the recipients for the entrance scholarship. And secondly, we also have in-program scholarships, and this is also applicable for all program, certificate man yan, diploma or postgraduate. There are different criteria for this. And typically, it is awarded on the second semester. We have an announcement for that once you're already on campus. Medyo malaki yung mga ano dito, bursary or scholarship for the in-program. Let's take, for example, last winter 2023, we have some students who received with a generous amount coming from the government, as big as 8,000 Canadian dollars for their second semester program. So yeah, so we do have those two forms of scholarship. Thank you.
Yun. So aside from that,
Ayan.
mag-abang-abang po kayo kasi may pasabog po kami this month.
Ayan.
Dahil life begins.
Life begins at
At
Yes.
Confederation College.
my God, life begins. Hindi pa ako ready. I think si Miss Crystal malapit na rin mag-life begins.
I know, right?
This year is the year where life
Welcome
begins.
to the club. So, ang bilis ng panahon.
Oo nga.
Ako, 25 lang ako eh. Ngayon, 25 pa rin ako.
Wala, forever young na tayo. You should stop counting na at your yung preferred
Sabi
age.
nga nung one-on-one ko, Kuya, pwede bang face value na lang yung age? Hindi na, yung assessment ng immigration daw, face value na lang.
Oo nga, no. That's a good point.
Batas yung points ngayon, di ba?
That's a good point.
Oh.
Ano ko lang, Kuya Mick and Kuya Nick, kasi syempre, I think yung scholarship, one of the most or frequently asked question. But I think we also need to highlight, so bottom line, they're looking at the financial aspect. Am I right? So yung mga kamelos.
It's a big part of it.
Yes, we have to look outside the box din. Kasi, since day one of our live session with Sun-Cor, so this is the fourth and the last one, I can't believe it, we have been highlighting as well on the cost of living.
Yes.
And, and hindi lang sa first year, throughout your years in Thunder Bay or in the regionals. So, hindi lang siya sa first round. Accommodation nyo, your bus pass, the support, so forth and so on. I think we have to look at the bird's eye view or the big picture.
Yes.
Isn't it? Ayun. Same thing with when you apply for the SP, and especially if you're gonna bring in your partner with you, your family. So, mas madaming katanungan tungkol sa visa, kaya kailangan nyo talaga ng consultant. You need to seek Suncor's professional recommendation. Tama?
Yan po.
Oo.
Kasi nga po, tandaan po natin, study visa does not guarantee permanent residency po talaga. Ang dami na pong umuwi, ang dami na pong nag-TNT, no? Prangkahan lang po kasi nga naubusan po ng time. Hindi na plano ng maayos
Yes.
Sabi nga namin ni Kuya Migbig, always, you plan for your PR, not just for your student visa. Yung pag-apply pa lang ng student visa po, dapat alam niyo na anong pathway po ninyo. Day 1 pa lang pagdating nyo dito, etong susundin ko. No? Kasi nga, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Diba? Tsaka walang rewind. Walang, time out. Balikan ko muna. No? Yung PGWP is only offered once in a lifetime lang po. Kahit na mag-aral ka ulit, wala na pong PGWP. No, and syempre ang kalaban kasi natin dito yung time.
Yes.
Sobrang bilis po yung panahon.
Iba po yung pakiramdam na alam yung may tumatakbong deadline. Everything becomes more difficult pag may time pressure. Kunyari, maglalakad ka papunta sa tindahan, swabe lang. Pero pag may time pressure, biglang hihirap kasi magmamadali ka or maraming aspects. That's why we always, we're very proud for the people we bring here. They don't exactly feel that kasi pagdating nila, alam nila ano na yung mga steps, may direction na that they are pursuing.
Yes.
And sometimes they discover something more beneficial to them once they're here for a better pathway. Some life happens, may nakilala, for example, or sa work, sinuportahan sa work. So sometimes it gets easier and faster. But again, none of it would be possible if you are not arriving as an informed person here in Canada. So, ang pinakamalungkot po na nadidinig namin, Kuya, sana nakilala namin kayo dati, hindi ngayong huli na yung lahat. Parang
yes.
I mean, as much as we want to help you, we are also restricted by the laws of Canada. Kung wala na po talagang option, wala na po talaga kami magagawa. But of course, so far naman, nahanapan natin ng paraan. Pero ayaw naman nating humantong kayo sa ganong sitwasyon. Kaya po, ang request namin, i-share nyo po yung mga lives namin. Dito po sa Canada, walang bayad yung maraming views or what. Ang sa amin lang, mas gusto namin na yung mga taong nagbabalak mag-Canada, matuto po talaga. Kumuha kayo ng service namin o hindi, walang problema. Pero at least dadating kayong alam nyo kung ano yung, what to expect sa mga real talk, what to do once you're here. Kasi arriving here is just the start. Staying is harder, actually. Staying permanently is the more challenging part. And of course, once you can stay permanently, can you actually live a life in Canada? So that tuloy-tuloy po kasi yung progression ninyo. Hindi lang yung pag nakatungtong na kayo dito, akala nyo kung sino na kayo. Hindi po siya ganun. It's a long and it's a lifelong process po talaga.
Yeah. Dito po sa Canada, galing po ako sa ganitong school, sa UP, Ateneo, UST, FEU, LaSalle. Wala po. Sasabihin na lang, where's that? Ayun. Pero, if you guys are interested with Confederation College, lalo na po, itong mga estudyanteng napunta sa mga private schools po na walang PGWP. No, palagi namin ito sinasabi ni Kuya Mikmik, please huwag kayong mamislead ng other agency stating that madali lang ma-PR, mura dito. Please don't go for private colleges po talaga kasi wala po silang postgrad work permit. Even yun lang po may master's at bachelor's po na private na nag-offer ng ganun, may PGW. But still, private schools pa rin po sila. No? Last year, merong atang 5 to 6 private schools na nag-offer ng PGWP na nagsara because nag-file ng bankruptcy yung may-ari. No? Anytime pwede magsara, naiwan sa area yung mga estudyante. No? And at the same time, yung public schools kasi, wala pa ako nakitang public schools na nagsara because this is supported by the government. So kami din, tulong namin sa Sun-Cor, we will help you transfer to Confederation College po, na libre po yun, walang bayad, and we will give you $500 extra po. No? Kasi alam namin, basically, na-scam na kayo, na-misled kayo with other agency. May time pa po tayo. Just reach out to us and we will help you to transition sa Confederation College. Ayan. Ayun, this is a very talagang I hate to say na this is our last session for
Hindi ako makapaniwala.
This leg natin, pero this is not the last for the year, okay?
Oh yes, of course. Miss Cristel, sana okay pa kayo sa mga future events namin. I think this is the first of its kind na, and syempre maraming gagaya. You heard it, ayun na. First of its kind na yung
Mm.
faculty ang inimbitahan natin. Siyempre, you saw it here first with the brilliant minds of the Kuyas. Siyempre, thinking about the benefits for our students. Para lagi ito sa inyo, sa mga future applicants to Canada. So this is the first of its kind. I'm sure other people will follow, which is beneficial for you kasi marami kayong mapapanood. Miss Cristel, sana po sa mga next events namin, masuportahan niyo pa rin kami.
Yes, absolutely. Again, ano naman tayo, we are on the same page, and we are pro those bona fide consultants who only advocate transparency and and would help their clients all throughout from A to Z. And that's why kami at Confederation College, and I myself, I would like to personally thank you, and of course on behalf of the team, for this kamanghang-manghang opportunidad for encompassing all of the programs, from highlighting our professors, our coordinators, our facilities. Thank you for the videos you've shared and the photos, sharing the stories that you have shared with the alumni, current students, when you visited our campus. Bilib ako kasi talaga peak season nung nagpunta kayo. And I hope the next visit magkakasama tayo. We're gonna tour.
Dapat nandito ka na kasi may utang ka pang dakeg sa amin.
I know, right?
Oo nga, babalik tayo doon.
Yeah, pero sa na lang, dito sa town center, sa Mulito.
Mulito na lang.
Dollar rate eh. Alam niyo naman.
Ulat ka, baka next week nandyan na kami.
Ay! Gusto ko yung mga blessed surprise din yan.
Ayun. So, kami din naman, we believe na, alam mo yun, yung Confederation College din is really trying to reach out din sa kababayan natin, especially if they want to settle down as a permanent resident here in Canada. And I know they can offer more compared to other cities in Ontario, kasi dahil po dun sa RNIP, yung Rural Northern Immigration Program, na additional po, and part po ang Thunder Bay and the Confederation College of that program. And we can see that ang dami talagang potential, lalo na yung mga matured students po. So yun po, ang pag mga mature students, please, if you can consider Confederation College po, kasi nga alam naman natin yung main goal natin to come to Canada is not really to study. Prangkahan lang, 99.99%. Ang purpose natin is ma-PR.
Yes, there's a big number na yun talaga ang pakay. And I mean, Canada is very realistic about it. Win-win situation naman kasi. So patas lang.
So yun, time check, it's 11:06. Ayun, ang bilis na, 12 midnight na pala dyan. Thank you very much. Thank you for this session namin, for also facilitating this one. Hindi ito mangyari kung wala din sa'yo. And thank you also for trusting Sun-Cor to do this for the first time. No?
Yes,
I think wala pa ako nakitang session na ganito sa ibang schools.
It's a milestone. It's a milestone for the school, for the Philippines. Diba? Of course, sa inyo, maraming salamat din sa tiwala. It's for us to be featured in your first series. That is again something to cherish, and we're happy if yung next series naman, of course, with our yung ating mga fellow school reps to be featured. Napapanoodin ko rin sila definitely. Sino kaya ang susunod?
Magugulat ka.
Abangan. And
Kuyas are, alam mo yun, we're just observing, and we're gonna surprise everyone what's gonna happen this year.
Abangan.
This is the year where Sun-Cor will really step up. Then kung ano man nangyari last year, we did well, so we wanted to do more.
Do better, yes.
So, and to improve and to help, we wanted to maintain pa rin na kami pa rin ang makakausap po ninyo. Kasi nga po, every day, welfare po ninyo ang inaalala po namin. No? Sa Sun-Cor po kasi, mas mafe-feel niyo yung tulong namin once you arrive here in Canada. No, dito pa lang mag-uumpisa yung totoong tulong namin. No, a lot of students from other agency na lumalapit din sa amin kasi nga they were not, they were not planned paano talaga maging PR. They was just planned to send here as a student. Ayun. So, Ms. Cristel, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Pahinga ka muna.
Likewise. Salamat. Talaga ba? Last na to for now?
For now. Siyempre, for now.
Salamat.
Kiss
And
mo
to
na kami
our
agad.
mga followers niyo po and viewers, maraming salamat for joining us in our series with, of course, the guapos, the guapings of Sun-Cor.
Ay, salamat.
Wala nang iba. Wala nang third kuya. Dalawa lang kami.
Ayan. And ayun, kasi nagdahil sa kanila, sa mga fans nyo. Uy, fans.
Uy, fans. Wala pa
Mga
naman.
army ng Sun-Cor. Ayan, mga
Tawag namin ni Kuya Mikmek, believers.
Believers, yes. Ang aming believers and angels.
Hindi lahat ng followers natin are believers.
Believers, tama.
Yes.
Okay yun. Believers. Oo.
Yes.
So,
Followers, haters. Nakikibalita lang para lalong ikagalit.
Ay, oo nga, unfortunately. Ayan, so yeah, maraming salamat din sa kanila kasi they're also very interactive. I've seen all the shares and the messages in the wall. So maraming salamat sa inyo. It's lalo siyang nakaka-affirm that this is again a successful event, and we thank you. Maraming salamat mga gwapong Kuya Nikki, Nick. Salamat sa lahat.
Yeah, remind ko lang lahat po, like I said po, this is a recorded video po. So kung ano po yung nakita po niyo ngayon,
you can share it to your
watch
friends.
this on our YouTube and our Facebook po. Hindi po kami gumagawa ng videos na pre-edited. Kung may mali kaming nasabi, correct us. No,
Yes.
we're open for
What
feedback.
you see is what you get.
Yes. And yeah, we always are open po. No, once again po, if you're interested with Confederation College, just send us an email at apply@sun-cor.com.
Yes.
Or if you want to book a one-on-one consultation po, just visit our website, www.sun-cor.com po. So, Cristel, thank you, Miss Universe of...
Maraming pong salamat.
Love. Salamat.
Take
Okay.
care.
Good night po.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Yun, mga kaibigan. Tapos yung series namin with the Confederation College.
Abangan niyo po ang susunod. Sino kaya?
So, next week po, we will resume. We will do some announcement din pala. Kasi nga po, may mga circumstances din na kailangan naming to address our family din. No? We might have some announcement that we will miss siguro. We will siguro repost or yung isang video po. Kasi nga si Kuya Mikmik, mag-umpisa po yung laban niya.
Life begins, mga kababayan. Yun talaga. Tignan natin po sa mga announcement natin. I think next week we're good. The following week, tignan natin kung ano mangyayari.
But still, nandito pa rin kami. If you need our help, we're here. Ako po, nagla-live ako almost every day just to talk about giveaways po, no? Reminder po sa TikTok, sa Facebook. No, kasi this is one way for us to educate our kababayans po talaga.
Yes. Naka-live din ako sa TikTok para dun sa mga kababayan natin na walang Facebook.
Kahit na 4 lang yung viewers naman, it's okay kasi we want that more quality, no? People na ma-educate po.
Yes, so, it just starts with one. Yun nga.
Yes. So yun, maraming salamat. My name is Kuya Nikki.
Ako po si Kuya Mikmik.
And we are the Sun-Cor team. This is Morning with the Kuyas. Enjoy the rest of the week. Take care po. God bless.
See you next time.